Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell with the title, I'll be doing another thoughts and review video. Um, I'm right now, and in this video, I'm gonna be giving like my thoughts of each of the PLEs from WWE that I didn't do while I was on my break. Now, while I was like on the video I mentioned on me like being back, I have still been like watching like the rest of PLEs. So yeah, this video is just me kind of catching up and like me doing like my quick thoughts of each PLE and my overall thoughts, and then and then the matches, and then yeah, starting from Worlds Collide, which was WWE and AAA colliding, like collaborating together, um, till SummerSlam, which happened this this like past weekend. Hold on, let me turn off my thing real quick. I would usually remember to turn off my thing before I start recording, but I forgot. But yeah, as y'all can see, y'all can actually see me. But yeah, the reason why the lighting wasn't that good was because well, usually by the time I would record, it was like, especially like in like when it gets cooler, it will um the and with the time change when it gets cooler, um um with it being like at night faster compared to like in the summer. mm, that's kind of one reason why. Another reason, which didn't really help, was I would have my curtains closed. So yeah, but I just opened both curtains, not all the way, but good enough to where I would have enough lighting where y'all can see me, and then and yeah, so yeah, y'all can actually see me. But but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go through each of the PLEs. I'm not gonna go really in depth with them. Just like my overall thoughts, and then my thoughts on the matches, and yeah. So I'm gonna at least hope it's not gonna be a long video, because usually my wrestling videos are pretty long. Um, but but yeah, overall, I would say the PLEs have, especially after Mania, it's been it's been not bad. It's not been bad at all, but I feel like the PLEs after last year's WrestleMania was better compared to the PLEs after WrestleMania this year. But also, granted, this year's WrestleMania, even though it wasn't bad at all, it was definitely not as good as the as last year's. But yeah, but there's only like two PLEs that I was like, from top to bottom, was really good. Had no matches that I thought was a flop, that I thought was boring, that I thought was a chop. There was only two PLEs that I thought that were really good from top to bottom, from start to finish, and that I had to like the best time. And those two are, I think, the best PLEs of the year. If I'm going to be real. But yeah, none of the PLEs have been bad. It's just that there are some, but it's just also at the same time. It's another problem is that it's gotten very predictable. That's another issue. But yeah, it's been good for the most part. It's still been good for the most part, but it's clear that we're not in the hundred. But it's clear that regarding of Triple H's creative process, the honeymoon phase is over. But to be honest, I still prefer what we have now with Triple H in control compared to when Vince was in control. Because let's not forget of how it was like for the last 3 years of the 2010s. 2017 to 2019 was 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 you could probably say some of the worst years of WWE in general since since like the mid 90s, like since like 95. You can say, and like even since like early 2010s. because yeah, and it was all because of Vince's creative process writing. But but yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna start rambling, and I would rather not do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get onto the video. So the first PLE that I'll be talking about first is Worlds Collide. It is basically a PLE that had a collaboration between WWE and AAA, and also included um well, I don't it also included like people from like Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. So yeah. But yeah, this is one of the PLEs that I think is one of the best ones um, within the year. Like, I was entertained throughout the whole, the whole, the whole like PLE from start to finish. I was very much entertained. I definitely enjoyed it, and yeah. So yeah, real quick, here are my thoughts. Going up from well, at least from what I remember. Um, but yeah, but yeah, the opening match, the 6-man tag team match, that was a fun match. That was a fun match, and I was glad to see the LWO like be able to have like a spotlight of their own, because WWE's not really doing anything with them. They haven't really done anything with them as of late, so I'm glad that they were able to have like finally be able to have like their own spotlight. And it's purely and they had a fun match against like Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana, which is a character. It's a character and a half. Oh my god! But like I said, it's entertaining. Like, like I said, it was a very fun match. Everyone got to show off uh, what they can do, and yeah. Um, Now to the next match, which is the tag team match. It's the women's tag team match. Stephanie Vacquier and Lola Vice against Cheek Tormenta and Dallas. I apologize if I'm butchering the names. I it's been a little it's been a little bit, and my Spanish is not that good. So I do apologize if I butcher any names, but don't try and come for me. But the tag team match was pretty good. The tag team match was pretty good, and I was glad to see, like, Lola Vice like get her own little shine at, as well too, because she's not really used on NXT right now. Um, and then so so yeah, everyone did what they needed to do, and yeah, it was another pretty good match. Um, now the next match is another 6-man tag team match. It's the Legado del Fantasma against El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., um, Pagano, and Psycho Clown. And and I loved finding out the backstory of this of of the T behind that, because I forgot which one it was, but one of them had faced Santos Escobar when he was still with AAA, and he was the one that beat Santos in the match with Statham having to take his mask off. I loved getting that backstory, and same thing with the other match, with the previous match, the tag team match too. I loved knowing the backstory. Um, I loved knowing the history between Stephanie and the two and the two other women that were on the opposing team. I loved knowing that history. But yeah, the other 6-man tag team match, it was another pretty good match. To be honest, I enjoyed the first one more, the first 6-man tag team match more. But I don't think this one in particular was bad. I still enjoyed it. I thought it was still pretty good. Still feel like that everyone got to show what they need to show. And to be honest, I'm glad that Legado del Fantasma are able to have like their own spotlight in triple in this, because again, another team that's not really being used like that in WWE. So yeah. Then the next match is the Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page versus Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix. This was my second favorite match. Uh, because this one had a couple moments where I was kind of like on the edge of my seat with like who I thought might win. But in the end, Ethan Page was going to win, which I kind of figured what was going to happen. But still, but still, they still did a great job on like grabbing my attention and catching me. And also it definitely helps with the action being a lot of fun. It was like so much going on, but in the best way. Like it was so entertaining for me to watch, and yeah, and it was a fun match for me. And then the main event, which is my favorite match, which is my favorite match, and uh, within within this PLE, is the AAA Mega Championship match. El Hijo del Vikingo versus Chad Gable. Chad Gable did his thing. I'm glad that Chad Gable like was able to have this opportunity to like because I mean he's had like great matches before like in NWD, but I feel like this one did definitely this one he has done the big one, and I love that for him. But yeah, this match was great. It was a great main event. It was probably one of the best main events that um in general, much less this year if we're gonna really talk about it. Um, but yeah, it did everything. It did everything right. Like it grabbed your attention. It had you on the edge of your seat. It had very intense action, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. But but yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed. But like I said, I really enjoyed um um was Clyde, and shout out to Corey Graves for the commentary. He did really good on commentary, like kind of being like the like being like the lead commentary. Like shout out to him. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to Money in the Bank. Um, Overall, Money in the Bank, I thought Money in the Bank was pretty good overall. There was probably one match I didn't really care about. Oh, something I forgot to mention about Worlds Collide. Another thing I liked about Worlds Collide is that that it basically introduced me to AAA and also introduced me to like the superstars and what they can do. So yeah, I'm definitely glad I did watch Worlds Collide. But yeah, go back to Money in the Bank. I feel like Money in the Bank, I like I said, I thought it was pretty good. There was probably one match where I was just like, eh. Um, yeah, it was just kind of where I was just like, eh. Well, I mean, a couple matches, but one match I kind of forgot about, and that's no shade. Um, the other match, I was like, eh. But all the other matches, I, I definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, let's go ahead and go on to the opening match, which was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and it had Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Julia, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, and Stephanie Vaquer. This was a fun match. To be honest, for me, the Money in the Bank matches is always a fun match for me because it's just a bunch of wild chaos and basically a lot of carnage. Which involves the rest of themselves and a bunch of ladders and tables if they decide to use tables too, and any other weapons that they decide to use. But yeah, but yeah, I thought this was a fun match. Them women went at it. I think there was like a couple of there was like maybe like one or two like moments where I was like, that kind of looks a little wonky or like a little awkward. But to be honest, with those kinds of matches, you cannot expect like perfection or like clean like action because it's just so much going on. So it's like, but yeah, I'm happy that, but yeah, I'm happy. But yeah, I was happy that Naomi win, and that she's getting the push that she is getting because she deserves it. She has worked her ass off within her within her career. She has worked her ass off, and yeah, I'm yeah, but and yeah, I'm happy for her. for her winning Money in the Bank. And then the next match was the Dominic Mysterio match against Octagon Jr. For the Intercontinental Championship. I think I was doing something during that match, and I think I only caught like that ending of it, but it was a pretty short match anyway. So, but yeah, I wasn't surprised that Liv got involved. I figured that Liv was gonna get involved. So yeah, it was just so yeah, it wasn't really anything to me. So moving on. Um, Then the next match was the last chance match for the W Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky against Lyra. This was a good match, which not surprised. Becky and Lyra always has had put on good matches, so I was not surprised. And yeah, them two beat the hell out of each other, but not as much as they not as much as how they did at SummerSlam, but we will get to that when I get to SummerSlam. Uh, but yeah, Becky Lynch ended up winning, and yeah, Becky ended up being the new Intercontinental Championship. I think she won by pulling like Lyra's tights. So yeah, and then since Lyra lost, she had to raise her hand, and then yeah, because Becky kept on pushing it, Lyra ended up attacking her, and then yeah, it ended up continuing with their feud. So yeah. Um, then the next match was the men's Money Big Ladder match at Seth Rollins, which with Paul Heyman, Andrade, El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, um, LA Knight, Penta, and Solo Sikoa. Um, this match was fun as well. Um, this match was fun as well. I did not see Rollins for some reason. I didn't expect Seth Rollins to win. I don't know why. I actually thought that they were gonna have LA Knight win and really push him, but no, they had Rollins win. Which, to be honest, I mean, it's not like I was mad about it, but I kind of thought slash hope that it would have been LA Knight. Um, Cause I mean, yeah. Cause I mean, I don't think Rollins needed to win like Money in the Bank for the second time, but it is what it is. Um, it's like he could have had a title match anyway, uh, because he said Rollins, but again, it is what it is. But yeah, I loved when Jacob Fatu came and cost Solo the match because Solo was too busy talking shit about Solo, talking about all gas and no brains, and then didn't realize that Jacob heard him, and Jacob had enough of Solo. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed that, and yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the main event, which was the tag team match: Cody and Jay versus John and Logan Paul. To be honest, I did not care about this match. I didn't. And to be honest, I kind of figured that it was going to be a way for them to have Cody and John fight again. Um, well, I had an idea that it was going to be the case, but I was kind of I knew that they was going to fight at SummerSlam again, but the way they went about I was wrong on that part with how they went about it because I thought that since Cody had pinned John Cena in that match, that that was going to lead straight to SummerSlam and like Cody can be like, I pinned you, so I want my rematch back. But no, Cody ended up being in part of the Kingdom tournament, which I didn't expect that. But anyway, the match was slow and boring the first half, but then it started to pick up on the second half, especially with the end with R-Truth like getting involved because of the whole thing of R-Truth being released, and everyone was shocked and pissed. I was shocked too. I did not expect that because it's like so y'all just gonna release him after he just had a match with John Cena on the Saturday night's main event of the prior Saturday night's main event, and y'all just gonna release him? It made no sense to me. And then I mean, low key, I was a little bit upset. I was low key not happy because it was just like y'all really did him dirty, especially with all the shit he's done for y'all. So yeah, But yeah, I was surprised to see R-Truth back and that he cost Cena and Logan Paul the match. But yeah, but like I said, it was slow and boring. The first half, it wasn't really doing anything for me. It picked up a little bit on the second half, but it really like got kicking. It really was doing what it needed to do at the end. So there's that. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Night of Champions. Night of Champions overall, it was alright. Not Night of Champions, it was alright. That's all I gotta say. It was alright. It was nothing really. Yeah. Um. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. There was only like one match where it really got a reaction out of me, and not like it pissed me off, but like really more of a like like oh shit, this is crazy. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and get on to the matches. So it opened with the King of the Ring final, which was Cody and Randy. Um, the match was pretty good overall, but I think it's maybe because both of them are faces. It wasn't as let's say I had a high expectations for the match, and the match, like I said, was pretty good, but it didn't. It I just kind of had maybe a little too high expectations of what I thought it was gonna be, but I think it's mainly because both of my faces. Now I feel like if Randy was heel, that would it probably would have been different. But yeah, Cody ended up winning against Randy, and yeah, with him winning King of the Ring, he ended up getting like his rematch against Cena at SummerSlam. Then the next match was the Rhea and Raquel street fight. Um, I mean, it was alright. Them two did beat the hell out of each other. I knew Roxanne was gonna get involved, but I also knew that Rhea was gonna win. So yeah, this match it didn't really do that much for me. It wasn't really anything oof like except for that part when Raquel power bombed Rhea through one of those platforms that be on the announce table. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. That one I was like, oh damn. And then of course like that whenever like candlestick is being used, but yeah, overall I think it was like, well, overall I thought it was alright. Then the next match was the Sami Zayn Karen Cross match. That match should have been on an episode on Raw. The feud is not doing anything for me. I'm not interested in this feud. I don't care about this feud. It's not doing anything for me. Like this feud is no, it's not it for me. Like it has no kind of like interest value, at least not for me. And yeah, and like I said, this match should have been on an episode of Raw. Granted, they did end up having like a rematch on an episode of Raw, but to be honest, I feel like this feud, I don't think this feud really needed like a trilogy of matches. I don't think it needed like a trilogy. Well, I will. It might keep on going. I don't know, but it's like but it's like they're having a trilogy of matches. I'm like I don't think this feud is really necessary for a trilogy of matches. Like I feel like it's one of those feuds where it should be like a small like side feud where it should be like one match and done, and that's no shade. But yeah, the match was it was a match. So yeah, let's move on. The next match was a Solo Sikoa Jacob Fatu match for the United States Championship. This match pissed me off. This match pissed me off more because of the end. I would have not mind. I mean, to be honest, well, it, to be honest, it took them a long time for them to put a championship on Solo. So I don't know why that. It's like y'all. It's like they should have had Solo win the championship when like the Bloodline had all the gold, and that's no shade. But it is what it is. I thought Jacob was gonna win. I actually kind of hoping Jacob was gonna win. I did not thought that Jacob's like reign was gonna be that short. I thought it was gonna be a little bit longer than that, but it is what it is. But it what about the match? The thing about that pissed me off regarding the match was the ending. I knew there was gonna be interference. I did not expect Tonga Low to come back. I did not expect Tonga Low to come back to come back and to and to be the helping out Solo and end up helping cost Jacob the title. I wasn't expecting him to come back uh because he was gone for a while. So yeah. So yeah, they did one thing which was shocking me regarding that. And then when the newest member came, that big dude, I forgot his name. Um, what was it? Tower Tonga, something like that. When he came, I I was like, who is this? But then when he did that choke slam onto Jacob, I was like I literally was like that was like one of the weakest choke slams I've ever seen. Like considering how big he is, I expected Jacob to fully go through the table, but I think maybe it was his nerves. I was like maybe his nerves got the best of him. So yeah, but yeah, no that match, especially with the ending, it pissed me off. So yeah, but it is what it is. Then the next match was the Jay Cargill and Oscar match, which was the finals for the Queen of Ring tournament. This match, I hate saying it, it disappointed me a little bit. I had this match was another match that I had high expectations for, and I was really excited to watch. And this match kind of disappointed me. Well, first thing, that was this is the shortest match of the card. And it also it's I don't know. It's just like something just wasn't clicking in the match for me. Like I don't know. It just wasn't clicking for me. But yeah, Jade ended up winning. I kind of already had a feeling that Jade was gonna win. Although I wouldn't have been mad that Oscar won, but it is what it is. Um. So yeah, but yeah, the next match was the main event. It was a Cena Punk match. For the undisputed W Championship. This match was pretty good. It didn't. Although I thought it was pretty good, it didn't really catch my attention until the ending. Once Seth came out and he was trying to cash in and then all that, and then when all three, and then when they just started brawling with Rollins and then his crew and all that, I was just like, oh, this is crazy. That was when I was like, okay, this is crazy. It's starting to pick up, and and with all this stuff happening, and then that's how Cena retaining Rollins calling Punk, causing uh, accosting Punk. The match, I was just like, well, I was like, God damn, that was a lot that happened. Oh, the dude's name is the big dude's name, the tall one is Tala Tonga. All right. Um, but yeah, I think personally the Punk and Cena match was the best match in that whole card. Um, uh, all with the not champions, but yeah, Night of Champions was just there. It also didn't help that I was annoyed that what they call it being Night of Champions, there was only two championships on the line. I'm like, it's like I'm like the premise of not Night of Champions is supposed to have at least a majority of the championships be on the line because there's so many championships. At least have a majority of the championships be online. Because I'm sorry, Sammy and Karrion should have not been on the match card. I'm sorry, and there's no shade. It's like y'all could have had the Tiffany Nia Last Woman Standing match since it was a stipulation match. Y'all could have had that on Night Champions, but whatever, whatever. Anyway, now let's talk about Evolution, which is my personal favorite PLE of this year so far, and the other PLE that I feel like is the other best of the year. Because I enjoyed Evolution from start to finish. I There was not one match where I was just like I was bored or I didn't feel like it shouldn't have been on on the card. I didn't feel like it was not given what it needs to give. But those but yeah, it's like even the match where I was even like I guess you could say like my least favorite match. It wasn't even a bad match. Actually, I don't even think I have a least favorite match. Actually, no. I don't even think I have a least favorite match. I do have like my favorite. I do have like my favorite match, but I don't have like my least favorite. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Evolution. So the opening match for Evolution was the triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship: Becky versus Bailey and Lyra, Lyra Valkyria. They started the show off hot with with that match. Like that match was great. But that match went by. That match was crazy. That match was a real great opening match. And again, all three women, they gave it. They gave it. They gave it all. They gave everything that needed to be given, and I love that. But yeah, it was a hot start for Evolution. And yeah, I did figure that Becky was gonna retain. So 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 yeah. But to be honest, even like with the predictability, um, I didn't it didn't bother me because I just enjoyed the matches too much. So yeah. But the next match was the NXT Women's Championship match. JC Jane with her click um, against Jordan Grace with Blake Monroe. Um, I don't watch NXT like that, but even with me not watching NXT like that, the backstage segment that they had shown, I already had a feeling that Miss Monroe was gonna turn on Jordan Grace. But overall, I thought the match was pretty good. I thought was I I thought it was pretty good, and yeah, and yeah, I like I said, I fully expected Blake Monroe to get involved and cause Jordan Grace the match. So yeah. um, but yeah, the next match is the Fatal Four Tag Team match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. The Judgment Day versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa, and Soluka and Zarya, and the Kabuki Warriors. This was a fun match. This was a fun match. I definitely enjoyed it. Um, I definitely enjoyed what these four teams of women did. I feel like all of them was able to have their own little shine, their own little moment at some point in the match. And yeah, Judgment Day ended up retaining. Um, I thought they was gonna have Flair and Bliss win, but it wasn't. But it wasn't that time yet for them to win. Um, but I mean, like I said, it was a fun match. So yeah, the next match was the Tiffany Stratton Trish Stratus match for the women's championship. Um, this was a pretty good match. I love that Trish be showing people that like no matter what, I can still keep up with these girls, and I love that for her because she has proven that she can still keep up. Because she because because that match with Becky, the steel cage match, that was a great match. And then this match with Tiffany, it was a pretty good match too. I thought it was gonna have a little more time, but oh well. But yeah, Tiffany ended up winning. I kind of figured that Tiffany was gonna end up like retaining. Um, yeah, but yeah, like I said, it was a good match, and yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. The next match was a no holds barred match. Jade against Naomi. This was a fun match. This was a fun match. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm glad that they had Naomi like not be. I'm glad they stopped having Naomi be like the heel that was like running from Jade. She's basically was just like, bitch, what's up? Um, but yeah, but yeah, this was. this match, I liked this match more than the match they had at WrestleMania. And I think it's because the no holds barred stipulation helped, and it also helped with Bianca being special guest referee as well, because it added a little more something, because Bianca is still part of their story. But yeah, Jade ended up winning. I had a feeling that Jade was gonna end up winning. Um, so yeah. The next match was the 20 woman Evolution Battle Royal for a championship opportunity at the at Clash in Paris, which is the next PLE that's going to be happening later this month. Um, but yeah, but yeah, usually I don't really care for battle royals, but this battle royal was pretty fun. It definitely had like some pretty good moments. Um, Especially with Miss Lash Legend. Lash Legend, I feel like was definitely like one of the MVPs of the Battle Royal, and she was very much over. So yeah, but yeah, Stephanie Valkyrie ended up winning, and to be honest, I wasn't surprised. They are pushing her to the moon, and to be honest, I don't blame them. She is already a star, so and she was already over with the crowd since she was on NXT. So yeah, I'm not really surprised. But yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, I'm intrigued. Um, to see like what's gonna happen like at Clash in Paris. But yeah, the main event is the women's world championship match. Um, it was originally a one-on-one match, but it ended up being a triple threat match because it was also Naomi because Naomi cashed in her briefcase during that match. So yeah, but overall, even before the cash in happened, the match between Rhea and Io was so good. Who this was probably yeah, this is like another like main event that was like a fave. Like not only this year but like in general. Like in general, period. Like both Io and Rhea gave it their all in this match. Like and so many stuff has happened. We had ref bumps. They ended up brawling out at ringside and through like the crowd. Like they were doing it all. Like they really were. And then when Naomi cashed in her money back, it just added more to it. Excuse me. It just added more to it, and yeah, Naomi cashing in, and then winning the match and winning the title. I'm so glad Naomi like had like her moment and she won the championship. And to be honest, I hope that she does have like a pretty good like reign, not only lengthwise but also like. Well, I mean, to be honest, it's already kind of having a good start with the match at SummerSlam. But yeah, the match was amazing, and yeah, I don't know to my light on because it's starting to get dark. Um, then my light didn't really do much, but oh well. But yeah, but like I said, the match was amazing, and you think that it wouldn't even get like more elevated. The cash in that has definitely elevated it. So yeah, that was definitely the best match on the card, and yeah, one of the best main events, not only this year but also in general. Like I hope that they will do evolution each year and not wait like another 7 years. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the most current PLE that just happened, like this past weekend, which was SummerSlam. It was 2 nights, just like how it is at WrestleMania, and yeah, but yeah, overall, SummerSlam, in my opinion, SummerSlam was better than WrestleMania. If I'm gonna keep it real, SummerSlam was better than WrestleMania. I'm like, I'm just being honest. Like I enjoyed SummerSlam more than WrestleMania, and yeah, um, but yeah, it was well 7 matches in the first night, and in the second night it was six. It was six, so total of of 13 matches. But yeah, let's go ahead and go through each of the matches. So the opening tag match, which was Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman. That was a great way to like start SummerSlam. I definitely enjoyed the tag match. They really beat the hell out of each other, and yeah, I figured Roman and Jay was gonna win. Um, but yeah, those four men, they run in that match. It was a very fun way to like start SummerSlam. And then the next match is for the women's tag team championship. Charlotte and Alexa versus Judgment Day. Um, this was a pretty good like tag match. This was a pretty good tag match. Um, the way they teased with Charlotte maybe turning on Alexa, especially after Alexa accidentally punched Charlotte, I was like, oh hell. And then when Alexa was about to hit or plan on hitting Roxanne with a finisher, but then Charlotte came up from behind. That camera angle, whoever was involved with that camera angle, you ate that because I didn't even see Raquel coming, and then Charlotte. Uh, but they fooled us for a second. But yeah, no, Charlotte ended up uh, uh, kicking Raquel's face, and then yeah, Alexa hit a finisher, and then yeah, Charlotte and Alexa are the new tag champions. I'm gonna be honest, I am definitely enjoying Charlotte and Alexa's like tag team, like them to be being a tag team, because you can tell that Charlotte is having fun with it. And Alexa too, and to be honest, it's kind of it's a nice break of Charlotte, like away from like the main title picture. Um, and to be honest, to be honest, this is helping like fans like Charlotte again. So yeah, I'm intrigued of how this title reign is gonna be like. And I do wonder how long they'll be like tag team, like be like a tag team for. But yeah, the next match was the Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross match. To be honest, this showed how little I cared about this match. I did not even know that there was a stipulation. I did not know that there was a stipulation that basically whoever won, the other person needed to admit that the other person was right about what they said. Uh, that showed how little I cared about this feud, child. When with this match, didn't care for it. Moving on. The next match was the Tiffany Stratton and Jade match for the women's championship. I thought the match was gonna be a little bit longer. I thought they was gonna have a little more time on that. I think this match, with the exception of the Money Bank Cash In that happened later on, I think this was the shortest match. Yeah. Um, but even like with them not getting as much time as I thought that they was gonna get, I mean, it was still pretty good. Like they still pulled out big move after big move after big move, and yeah, I was surprised that Tiffany won. I was fully expecting like Jay to win, but no, Tiffany retained, and I was not expecting that. So now I'm kind of like, okay, so what's next with? Okay, so like, what's next for Tiffany? Like, who is she gonna defend against? Better not be Nia again. I don't want to see Tiffany and Nia even interact with each other again for a while. But now but I'm also even more like, so what's next for Jade? Like, unless they're gonna wait until like Bianca comes like fully returns like after she like heals from her injury, and then they might do something with Bianca and Jade. That could be a possibility, but who knows? Um, but yeah, the next match was the Drew Logan match against Randy and Jelly Roll. I give props to Jelly Roll of doing this match and taking the spots that he did take, especially the frog splash through the announce table spot. I have much respect for him of taking that spot. But if I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care for this match. I did not care for this match. I did not care for the build up for this match. I did not care for the match. I just didn't care. But yeah, like like I said. I give props and much respect for Jelly Roll, for for all the shit that he done took in that match, especially like I said, the frog splash through the table spot. But yeah, but yeah, no, moving on. So the main event was the Punk Gunther match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I started to I started to fall asleep. I started to fall asleep for both main events, but to be honest, I saw more of the Cena and Rhodes match compared to the Punk and Gunther match. I started to fall asleep, and then once I woke myself up, I watched. I was watching what like the last what like few minutes of the match where like Gunther was continuing on beating the hell out of CM Punk, and then he was being confident, being cocky, posed on the table, and then Punk like sweeped him off the table, and when he went face first, and he ended up getting busted open. The Punk hit um the elbow, it was and continuing on beating like on the wound, um, and then hit him with two GTSs, and then yes, CM Punk and ended up winning. But then Seth Rollins ended up cashing in. He was like acting like he was like still injured, and then but then he put down them crutches, took off that brace, ran to the ring, and then yeah he cashed in on CM Punk, and Seth Rollins is the world champion. I called that. I've had a feeling that was gonna happen. So 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 yeah, the night was SummerSlam. Um, ended pretty crazy with Rollins cashing in and then becoming Mr. Money and not well and becoming World Heavyweight Champion again. But night two ended even crazier. Um, Speaking of night two, let's go ahead and move on to night two. It opened with the Naomi Rhea Io match for the Women's World Championship. This was a fun way to start SummerSlam. I definitely enjoyed. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I enjoyed the first two matches of I mean, I enjoyed the third match too, but the first two matches was definitely what definitely caught my attention for night two. If I'm gonna be honest, I enjoyed night two for the most part. I thought I enjoyed night two more than night one, and that's no shade. The triple threat match, it was it was a fun triple threat match. It was fun, and to be honest, I am happy that Naomi retained. And I love that she did the entrance with her dad. I thought that was like even though she's heel, I love that she had that moment with her dad. I I thought that was cute. But yeah, no, all three women was able to shine and just do what they need to do, and that was put on a show, and 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 they did, and I fully enjoyed it. Now the next match was the six pack TLC match for the tag team championship, the White Six versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and Street Profits. This match was crazy as hell. I would say this like overall this match was my favorite match of SummerSlam, of this year's SummerSlam. Period. It was so crazy. Like everyone did that thing, including the women that got involved too. And props to Candice of taking that nasty spot of going through the ladder onto the outside. One thing about Candice, she is tough. Don't ever get it twisted. Candice is tough. And let's not forget that's not the first time she has went through a ladder. She went through a ladder on NXT. When she had like her like it was like Halloween Havoc, and it was like a TLC match um against Io when Io was NXT Women's Champion. But yeah, but everyone was able to like show out, and yeah, like I said, I feel like it was my I feel like it was the best match in my opinion of SummerSlam, and it was my favorite match of SummerSlam. Sue me. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the no disqualification, no count out last chance match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky versus Lyra. Them two beat the hellfire and brimstone out of each other. Like they used everything but the kitchen sink onto each other. And then I had a feeling that Bailey was gonna get involved. Um, but however, I thought she was gonna cause Lyra on purpose. I didn't think that it was gonna be by accident. But yeah, she ended up causing Lyra by accident. And yeah, and Becky and yeah, Lyra can't can't challenge for the championship anymore while Becky's still champion. So yeah. The next match was the steel cage match, Solo versus Jacob. The match was fine. The match was fine. It was very predictable. I knew that Solo's cronies was gonna get involved, and yeah, Solo retained. Yeah. So yeah, let's move on. The next match was the Dominic AJ match. It was low key fun. It was low key a fun match. I loved the I loved the like the tributes to Eddie. I love that, especially with the chair spot. That chair with the chair spot that Eddie would used to do, especially when AJ put the brought the chair on his head, that around his head. I was like AJ is a damn fool. That was funny, but yeah, but yeah, I definitely love the like the little tributes and Easter eggs of like Eddie Guerrero. So yeah, the next match, which was the main event, for night two, and for SummerSlam in general, was the street fight for the Undisputed W Championship, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Yeah, it's clear they have fully John Cena turned face, fully. And to consider what happened after the match, I kind of understand why now. But this match, I fell asleep in this match. I low key fell asleep a little bit in this match as well. It wasn't because I was bored, and it wasn't the case with the Punk and Gunther match either. It was just I was just tired, and I got a little too comfortable on the couch, especially when I had especially when I used the recliner part of it. Yeah, I got a little too comfortable. But yeah, at some point in the match, I was just like, what now? What else can y'all do to each other at this point? Because he's like, y'all done hit like several finishers at each other. Y'all kept on kicking out. I was like, what now at this point? But yeah, Cody ended up winning the championship back, which I did not expect. I didn't expect John Cena to lose the belt at SummerSlam. I thought he was gonna be champion for like the rest of the year. So yeah, I was kind of shocked that Cody won, and literally I was literally thinking, okay, so what now? I'm like, I was literally thinking, okay, so what now for John Cena? Like, what's next for him? Like, what else are they gonna do? And then as soon as I was thinking that, next thing I know, I need to speed this up because good God, because the sun's coming down. It's like sunset right now, so I need to speed this up. But anyway, as I was thinking that, all of a sudden Brock Lesnar's music started playing. Like, excuse me, Brock Lesnar returned. I did not expect him to return at all, to be honest, much less at this point. I was just like, what the hell? But it seems like now it's gonna be another Brock and Cena feud, and to be honest, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Um, but yeah, I just, I just couldn't believe that Brock is back. But yeah, that was all of. But that was my thoughts of all of the PLEs that I had missed up until the all the PLEs that I haven't done, including SummerSlam. So yeah, this video is pretty long. I did not expect it to be as long as it is. This is probably the longest video I've ever done. So yeah, that'll be the end of this. Comment down below on your thoughts on like W as of late, with the PLEs. Which PLE was your favorite, or favorites? And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And I'll see you next time. Bye.